West Coast Pipeline presents Trenchless Utility Replacement. If you are faced with replacing your water, gas, electric, telephone, or cable TV lines, you realize the enormous task ahead of you. Not only is it expensive, it's problematic. Imagine digging behind these homes with these sheds, old utilities, and cables. It looks difficult and impractical, if not impossible. So how do you put new utilities in a typical mobile home community? The usual way is to trench, which means you have to tear up your landscaping, structures, and streets. Trenching has many negatives: open ditches with liability risks, spoil haul-off, road closures, blocked parking and driveways, landscape disruption, torn up streets, sidewalks, landscaping, and driveways, compacting backfill, resurfacing and replacing of asphalt streets, and landscape restoration. With all those negatives, your reluctance is reasonable. Fortunately, there is another way. Horizontal directional drilling. Horizontal directional drilling, or HDD for short, is revolutionizing the way underground utilities are installed in manufactured home communities and the construction industry in general. HDD is a safer, cleaner, faster, environmentally friendly, and less expensive method of installing underground utilities. The HDD machine is a maneuverable drilling platform composed of rubber tracks, racked bore pipe, a drill motor, and a drill head. The HDD machine is packed with sophisticated electronics and a computer guidance system. The horizontal drilling process. Small holes, called potholes, are dug to physically expose existing utilities that line the path of the drill. Once the existing utilities are located, the starting pit and receiving pit are dug. These pits are generally 2-foot by 4-foot excavations at the beginning and end of the boring path. The drill rig is then brought to the starting pit. Angled downward, the drill head drills until the desired depth is reached. The slant nose bit at the tip of the drill head is then rotated slowly in the desired direction and forced into the soil without rotation. A small amount of water provides lubrication for the drilling process and also helps to remove the soil cuttings from the borehole. The thrust of the bore machine pushing the slant nose drill bit forward forces the drill head in the direction it is pointed until another correction is needed to keep the drilling on target. HDD eliminates the army of workers and equipment needed to dig up streets because HDD requires only 2 men, an operator to run the drilling machine and a tracker to electronically track and steer the drilling as it proceeds underground. The operator controls the internal functions of the machine, such as drill speed, drill pipe rotation, thrust, and pullback pressure. The tracker monitors and marks the precise location and depth of the drill head and relays the information to the operator via a handheld radio. Notice the resident carrying on with his daily life, walking unobstructed through the community. Existing utilities that intersect the bore path are exposed by the potholing. The drill head is accurately guided to avoid contact with the existing utilities. As the drilling process continues, 10-foot sections of drill pipe are added to the drill pipe already in the ground, allowing drills to be done up to 1,000 feet in length, installing water, gas, electric, telephone, cable TV, and fiber optic utilities. Automated features make the drilling process fast. When the drill head reaches the receiving pit, the drilling is stopped and the drill head is removed. A reamer is attached to the drill pipe. A pullback swivel is attached to the reamer. Mechanical pipe pullers are attached to each utility pipe. The utility pipes are attached to the swivel. The drill pipe is pulled back to the bore machine. The rotating reamer cuts a precisely sized hole to accommodate the new utility pipes. Tracer wire is attached to plastic pipes so they can be electronically located. Support of horizontal directional drilling is widespread and gaining in popularity. Public works authorities, such as the Housing and Community Development Department, HCD, and Caltrans, recognize the value of HDD because of social benefits, reduced construction costs, and improved quality of the job. Management companies realize that torn-up yards and roadways, closed streets, and asphalt, concrete, and landscaping repairs associated with trenching add increased time and cost. In addition, trenching reduces pavement life by cutting and patching the asphalt. And needless to say, patched roadways are aesthetically unattractive. Engineers maintain that HDD installations can lead to longer utility life because the utilities are installed in a relatively undisturbed environment. They also appreciate that with HDD installations, there is no ground settling that results in sunken ditches commonly associated with trenching. Horizontal directional drilling also reduces restoration costs because the surface has minimal disruption and therefore less costs for concrete cutting, hauling off spoil, disposal fees, compacting backfill, resurfacing and replacement of asphalt streets, and landscape restoration. With trenching, the costs of recompacting dug-up soil can be expensive, especially when the soil contains high concentrations of clay and water. And in cases where it is impossible to compact properly, the old soil has to be hauled off and new soil purchased and compacted. In addition, people are recognizing that HDD is the environmentally preferred method over trenching because it has minimal impact on the environment, as there is no dust pollution, no need for ever-dwindling raw materials for compacting the trenches and resurfacing the streets, no spoils to deposit in already overfilled landfills, and no carbon emissions from the vehicles that would be used to transport spoils and replacement materials. According to David O'Sullivan, past president and current board member of the British Columbia chapter of the North American Society for Trenchless Technology, horizontal directional drilling can reduce carbon dioxide emissions from 78 to 90% over trenching. When comparing the cost and quality of horizontal directional drilling versus trenching, HDD is a no-brainer. The bore is complete with the pipes pulled under the street. Notice the drill path. Imagine if you trenched. that entire line would be dug up with mounds of dirt and asphalt piled high, rather than these temporary white chalk markings that will simply wash away. Choosing an HDD contractor. HDD machinery is not for everyone. Besides expensive equipment to purchase, the directional drilling machine and the electronics equipment required to operate the system are sophisticated and technical. Operating HDD machinery safely and productively requires extensive training. Because every bore is different, becoming proficient at HDD requires a learning curve. You must accumulate drilling expertise through drilling experience. Inexperienced HDD crews, those early in their learning curve phase, almost always get themselves into trouble by drilling into existing utilities. The carbide-tipped drilling head used in HDD can drill through the hardest of soils, but it can also drill through existing utility lines, resulting in expensive repairs and major disruptions for residents. You can eliminate the learning curve problem by choosing an experienced contractor. West Coast Pipeline was the first company to use horizontal directional drilling in manufactured home communities in 1995, and since then has developed techniques of HDD installation specifically for manufactured home community utility systems. A WMA contractor since 1992, West Coast Pipeline has utilized HDD in over 100 manufactured home communities throughout California to install water, gas, electric, cable TV, fiber optic, and telephone systems.